Hello and welcome to another update video about Fantom. Fantom blasted through this resistance here. I made my last video about Fantom, was it yesterday or a couple of days ago? We talked about there was no sign yet that the uptrend was over, and obviously it blasted through this resistance of 42 cents that we talked about, and yeah, a move above that level took it now basically very close to the next swing high. So we want to talk about what options or which options do we have now. And due to the latest price action, I would like to make an addition to the wave count. I mean, it depends on how we see this. This is certainly a valid count that we have five waves up. And the problem, however, with that is that this fifth wave is a really strong extension. Stronger than it should ideally be for a fifth wave. Therefore, in my opinion, another count gets more likely, which I would like to introduce to you. So first of all of this could just be here like Bitcoin, basically an A, B, C pattern. So if after this 5-wave move, which again could be nearly over, if after this 5-wave move we come down and lose key support, which I will be able to define for you as soon as we have topped here. I still don't see a signal that we've topped. So further extensions are of course possible, which was also sort of the idea in the last video, right? No sign it has topped. But now obviously that we have enough waves to the upside, we need to be on the lookout that at any point in time, this uptrend could be over. But today it really performed tremendously, Fantom. Okay, so if we continue to push higher, we will need to look at a different count, because then this extension of the fifth wave gets unrealistic. So this either now turns around quite quickly, basically imminently, because we already, if we see this as a 1, 2, then we can measure the Fibonacci extensions, and an ideal target for a fifth wave textbook target is the 2.618 extension. Now we've now moved to the 300% extension. That's all still possible in a fifth wave. Next targets as per this would be 53.25. That is the 3.382 Fib extension. And then we have the 3.618 extension at 55.6 cents. It ultimately depends then when we reach one of these next targets. At some point we should get a pullback. It will depend on which support level is going to hold. So obviously, first of all, we still have the yellow count here, which would be the bearish count, which would then lead to another low. That will be if we lose all of these support levels that I'm going to give you. So these Fib levels are based on Fibonacci support. So if we, and I have to change the wave degree of this. So with these 5 waves as complete, this could be a wave 1. If we then come down in a wave 2 correction and hold critical support, then we can talk about the low is possibly in. And if I measure that off the latest high, but this will probably move even higher. If I measure that from here, by the way, it's the 50 cent level we reached, psychological target. Then when we come down into a wave 2 correction, we have a chance to scale in the region between 33.3 and 23.7 cents. Yeah, so that is highly relevant, this area. When we get into this, if we lose the 23.7 cent level, this whole pattern is probably breaking down, and the entire move up was just a correction. And we are breaking down, and it was indeed this ABC pattern. An even more bullish count, and that's now the alternative count I would like to talk about. An even more bullish count would suggest, and I'm going to put that onto the chart in a different color. I'm not going to show you the subwaves because it will just confuse. So in that count, we talk here about a wave 1. We talk about the wave 2 unchanged. But then you have another small 1, 2 setup here that we can count, which would lead to this 5-wave move here, that this is only a 3rd wave. We should then come down in a 4th and move up once more in a 5th. So I'm going to make that basically here the blue count. Yeah, that's the more bullish count. And if that plays out, then with this high that we're going to make here very shortly, and I gave you the targets just now, they are the same, yeah. Then we should hold a different support level. So that is also the support against which we can focus on higher imminently. But again, it depends on how high we really go. So if we do not even reach this green area, then we're talking here about the blue count. And you will see that they are very close together, but they will move further apart if we push even higher. So this is the area for the blue count based on the latest high. So I'm going to make that blue actually, because it's relevant for the blue count. That would suggest we only come down in a blue wave 4. And this would suggest we have another wave 5 to the upside before we then enter into the wave 2. I hope that makes sense, because this 5-wave move basically would suggest we have one more high before we finish this this wave 1. Yeah. That would mean we have a rather shallow retracement. The 42.6 cent level could be enough, but most likely we should see something around the 38 cent level, the 38.2 fib. So yeah, I don't think this rally is over yet. In the very short term, it can still push higher, but I think at some point it will get exhausted. Then the setback will tell us more about in which count we are. Be ready that it could only be a shallow retracement, like here this wave 4, and we could then rally higher. So this remains to be seen. Certainly this would be an area to start to scale in. But I would be careful here, maybe only small positions, because it could also drop lower into the green area and they're not far away from each other. Unfortunately, that's the situation here. And yeah, that's where we are at the moment with Fantom. So strategically, what could be done when we get into this area, be careful with leverage, but maybe, you know, why not for scaling into a spot position that even if we go lower, you could just keep throughout the bear market. So, and then when we have clarity, for example, when we exit these areas and we have a small 1-2 setup, for example, in wave 5, or depending if we go lower and we have a small 1-2 setup when we move up in wave 3, then you can scale up your trade. Okay, and that's my update about Fantom. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.